Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is November 7th, 2022. So based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located in the CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a communist coup d'etat in America surrounding the midterm elections on November 8th of 2022. This is precisely why the likes of Bill Maher and Donald J. Trump are espousing the narrative that a so-called red wave is going to hit America on Election Day. Translation: although the Republicans are slated to win the midterms in a landslide, likely taking back the House and retaining the Senate, the CIA is plotting a bait and switch, if you will, making the Democrats win in a landslide. So the logic behind this plot is twofold. Firstly, provide a timely motive for a wave of pro-Trump false flag attacks, bombing, coups, stormings, and or terror events targeting CNN, the DNC, Democrats, liberals, MSNBC, state capitol buildings, the White House, and or the U.S. Capitol building, likely CBRN in nature, that's chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature. And in order to garner maximum outrage, the election will be stolen in an obvious fashion. Secondly, in the aftermath of a stolen election, the CIA will predictably label any resistance to said stolen election as a Jewish media conspiracy, which is precisely why Freemasons like Kanye West and Kyrie Irving have been featured in the news as of late, espousing anti-Semitic statements which are designed to foreshadow the impending communist coup. In other words, anyone who doesn't agree with said communist coup is a Nazi, which is exactly why the Democrats' talking point has been that if the Republicans win, it will be the end of democracy in America. Naturally, it's exactly the opposite. So this particular narrative was foreshadowed by Jewish media operative Bill Maher on his show Real Time with Bill Maher back on November 5th of 2022 in his video, which you can find on YouTube, entitled Democracy's Deathbed. And during the video, he states, in respect to the Republicans, heads we win, tails we coup. So this is exactly why the CIA staged the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, the soft coup, if you will, because they're planning on staging a hard coup, and this hard coup is coming in the aftermath of a disputed midterm election. So the logic behind this is essentially that the CIA is done with democracy in America because a majority of the people, over 50%, have woken up to their shenanigans, and so they just basically want to reshuffle the deck. So exactly which states where the CIA plans to stage these heinous attacks post-election is not known, but the states which feature Republican candidates are Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, New Hampshire, Nevada, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, and of course Washington, D.C. So those are the most likely to suffer an attack post-election. So exactly when said attacks are going to transpire is obviously not known, but they will most likely transpire on the date of November 9th of 2022, which is coincidentally the 84th anniversary of Kristallnacht, which is when the CIA staged this false flag attack on Jews in Germany. Coincidentally, Obama is born on 84 or August 4th of 1961, and so the attacks on Kristallnacht, which will predictably be labeled as anti-Semitic because they're false flag attacks, and so the CIA obviously executed them, they will predictably give birth to Obama, essentially his birthday, because he is going to become in as the quote-unquote peacemaker, which is exactly why they chose this particular date. Secondly, the QAnon conspiracy is Q9, and Q is as in coup d'etat, and the 9th of November. And this is this conspiracy that the CIA has been perpetuating, this conspiracy theorist, pro-Trump conspiracy theorist called QAnon. So this is basically when they will be called into action, is on November 9th. So that's the most likely date of the first wave of attacks, and then the second wave of attacks will most likely come on November 11th. This is Veterans Day, and of course most veterans support Trump, so this is going to be a special forces, ex-military, militia type of coup d'etat, attacks, bombings, etc., as I previously mentioned, most likely coming on the day of November 11th, which is Veterans Day in America. So basically, in short, the goals of this impending red wave or communist coup is to stage a disputed election with no clear winner, likely featuring endless recounts, voter fraud, and this is specifically designed to divide America as well as to suspend the democratic process and make democracy as a whole appear broken. And so we will likely see martial law and subsequent lockdowns, a Biden dissolution of presidency event. So it's highly, highly likely that something will happen to Biden on the date of November 8th, November 9th, November 10th, November 11th, November 12th, right around this time period post-election. And he will most likely be assassinated, die of old age, COVID, etc., or resign, possibly under the guise of something that Hunter Biden, his son, did. And this will, of course, trigger a Kamala Harris presidency. She's just a temporary president, and then she will make way for one Barack Hussein Obama, after which the democratic process in America will be reinstated. So, in short, the CIA wants to scrap the democratic process because Obama cannot be elected into a third term as U.S. president, so they essentially have to throw out the democratic process in order to get him back in office, and they're willing to do anything and everything possible in order to achieve their stated goals. So, in the event that the CIA forgoes this impending red wave communist coup d'etat in America, which will start in earnest tomorrow on November 8th of 2022, the CIA will predictably resort to Plan B. So in the event that the Republicans win the 2022 midterms in a landslide as expected, they will likely resort to one of the following. Blame the Democrats' loss on a Chinese or Russian election interference or cyber attack as pretext for World War III. They tried this 2 years ago with the Biden-Trump election, and they are, of course, predictably going to try it again. Never mind that it is Swiss interference into the election that everyone should be worried about. Secondly, stage Antifa or Black Lives Matter riots as pretext for martial law. Coincidentally, the date of November 8th marks exactly 896 days since the George Floyd riots. This has the number 96, which is the yin and yang numerology. This is the Hiroshima, Nagasaki, 6/9/96. This is one of their favorite kill numbers. So Black Lives Matter, Antifa riots are expected. Thirdly, in the event that the Republicans win in a landslide, we can expect the occupation of Washington, D.C. So basically, all these CIA front groups, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, Code Pink, etc., are going to flood Washington, D.C. tomorrow night, and squat, and basically try to stall government in Washington, D.C., also making it appear broken, which will likely trigger martial law, and then they'll have their agent provocateurs go in there with their military special forces go in there, whether they're from Iran, Cuba, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, doesn't matter, and go and blow up a bunch of them, possibly via car bomb, or shoot them up with some sort of mass shootings or something to that effect. And last but not least, they will most likely tomorrow on November 8th stage pro-abortion related attacks, which is precisely why they repealed Roe versus Wade. And I should add one caveat. In the event, after I post this video, it's highly likely that the CIA will stage a coup d'etat targeting Washington, D.C. tomorrow morning, November 8th, 2022, which is why I'm going to publish a bunch of reports about it right now, but they're most likely going to stage a pro-Trump coup d'etat so that there is in fact no election. So that's probably the ace up their sleeve, so to speak, is that there will be no election, or it will be called off because Trump is going to they're going to stage a coup d'etat and then say that it was backed by Trump. And I missed something which I wanted to mention earlier, which is that it's highly likely that in the aftermath of this video, in the event that the CIA does in fact cancel their impending red wave communist coup slated for tomorrow, it's highly likely that Trump will declare his candidacy for the 2024 election on November 8th of 2022, and then they will cite his declaration of candidacy as the reason why the Republicans lost, because they'll say that everybody is turned off by Trump and so on and so forth. So we can expect one or more of the following events, or the aforementioned events, to transpire in the next few days surrounding the election. So either way, we're expecting some sort of irregularity in respect to the democratic process, so that the CIA can begin essentially the demolition of America's democratic process to get one Barack Hussein Obama back in power. So anyway, I'm praying for a peaceful election. And in the event that any of the aforementioned events transpire in reality, I kindly ask that you share this video with local, state, federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, and share it with all local, state, and international media outlets. Peace.